I purposely didn't ask you about your 70.3 this whole time because I wanted to be able to take some time to talk about it on the pod. You're like a month out already
From, let's see, today.
from Chattanooga.
It's about a month. Yeah, a month and 10 days.
Yeah, that just shows. I just hate how busy I get, and I've been like, dude, let's get on the pod. Let's get on the pod. And let's talk about it. And then, you know, weeks seem like days, and now we're a month out from Chattanooga.
Yeah, dude, it feels like I just did it, but also like so long ago. Like it's weird. It's a weird looking back at it.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah.
Before we jump too far into 70.3 Chattanooga, I'll give you a quick intro and we'll get this thing started. What's going on, everybody? My name is Nate. This is the Awesome Watch podcast. My guest today is Kody Woo. Kody is 23 years old, living in Mesa, Arizona. Kody is a systems test engineer, a Christian, and as of most recently, a 70.3 Ironman finisher. And most importantly, Kody's a Christian. So, my brother, thank you for taking some time to do this with me. Like we were kind of talking about before, this has been several weeks in the making since you got done with 70.3. I've been wanting to talk about it, but I didn't want to spoil any of our conversation before we got to do it live on the pod.
Let's do it, dude. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm stoked. So just to kind of give the audience a little bit of background, we met through my little brother Gabe. You and Gabe went to high school together. I'm a couple years older than you guys, but just me and I have two brothers, so like all three of us, when you would come around, we would always, we'd be done hanging out with you. We'd always be like, dude, Kody's like the freaking coolest guy ever, man. Like, you just have such a chill vibe, and with the photography stuff you do, and just like your whole vibe is just super creative, super cool, and I'm just happy that we've stayed in touch since then. I mean, I met you when you were like 15 years old.
Yeah,
and
14, 15, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 10 years later,
Right.
we're both grown men and we still talk. So it's funny that we both find ourselves diving into triathlon now, which Lord knows why. But yeah, so to kind of jump into it, give me a little bit of background on why you chose triathlon, and then a little bit more down the road how you got into Ironman.
Yeah, so basically, once I came back up from Tucson, because I was living there for school, I stopped playing basketball. I just had nothing to do, really. I was kind of falling out of love with the gym, like just trying to find something. So I started biking. I got a bike from Gabe, actually, for like $300. Some like old Roubaix, specialized Roubaix. Not the best bike, but a good enough bike to get me going. So I started biking, and then about 6 months into it, I went overseas to the Middle East, where I was just so bored. I started running. And then since then, I was like, I can add a swim. Like, I started watching all this content, watching like Nick Baer and Luke Hopkins, like those kind of guys. Started running a little bit, and when I came back, I started actually swimming. So from my race to like getting in the pool for the first time was about like 2.5 months, 3 months. So I had to learn how to swim. Like, I knew how to swim, but not like competitively swim in 3 months. And then that's
You know how to swim, you just don't know how to swim 1.2 miles.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people know how to swim, but
Yeah.
you ask yourself to jump in the water and in open water swim a mile and a mile and a quarter. It's not like growing up in Arizona, everybody has a pool, so we all know how to swim.
Pool. Right.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same. And the Chattanooga race was like 1.4 mile swim. It wasn't
With
even 1.2.
Because it was the river swim.
Yes. But there was like the tiniest of currents. Like when I was talking to people on the bike, people who have done it before, they were all complaining about, oh, the river sucked this year. Like there was no movement in it. I was like, I'm used to swimming at Saguaro. I'm fighting boats and those waves. So I felt good. But everyone was like, oh yeah, the waves this year sucked, or the current this year sucked.
And it was wetsuit legal, which is
It was
nice.
wetsuit legal, which was nice, super nice. I
Yeah.
just felt like I was floating. I saw so many people just backstroking, which nobody lined up correctly in their like time group. So for the Ironman race, like your swim predict time, you line
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Everybody was way ahead. I paced myself. I placed myself correctly in like the 40-minute range.
Yeah.
I was passing so many people and so many people just doing backstrokes. Like they'd
Yeah.
already given up or just trying to survive, I guess.
You spend months training in the pool. You jump in open water and it's not the same.
It is not the same.
It's not the same.
So yeah, I'm glad I was able to get a few open water swims in before, but it is definitely not the same.
You did those at Saguaro?
Yeah, we went down to Butcher Jones and then I'll just swim out to the buoys and then go along the buoys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fortunately moving out here, I was in such great shape before I moved, man. Like I would hit that bike path, that's bypass pro shop right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know the one I'm talking about that kind of
Yeah,
goes along Tempe Marketplace and then you go
to the
it's
lake.
where they do the Tempe Ironman.
Yeah,
It's where the run is for the Tempe Ironman to do it on that bike path. Yeah, basically the Tempe Town Lake. So I would take that all the way up every weekend up into Scottsdale, do 50-mile bike ride and, not hit any traffic and not have to worry about any cars. And I just in such great shape. The training, we had that LA right next to our house with the pool and, I'd be able to hit the gym after basically every single night. So I'd swim 3-4 times a week, long bike rides on the weekends, run, whether it was treadmill or up and down McKellips or whatever. Just Mesa was like a great place to train.
it is a great place to train. It's
It's a
just
great place to train.
it's just hot.
It's just hot. So, but then I get out here and I moved to like, my town is like 7,000 people.
Okay.
It's like, it's kind of bodunk, like there ain't no bike lanes. Like, and even if there were bike lanes, people out here just drive like shit.
Right. They
And
don't care.
I ain't doing any of that. So it took me a long time to like I lost a lot of my fitness because one, I don't have a gym near me. So I had to like figure out where I was going to work out. And then two, there's not biking like that. There's not running like that. I didn't have anybody to run with. So it took me a couple months to kind of like figure it out and get back in a groove. And, it just made me realize having to take all this time figuring out what I was going to do that, man, like I left I left one of the best places to train, man. It's a bummer.
And Arizona in general, like the fitness community here is insane. Like everybody is doing something. Because I mean, being outside, I mean, it gets to 120, but you can still like be outside. So everyone is pretty active out here. So like that loop that you're talking about, I'll go run it on the Tempe Town Lake, but it's busy now.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so busy. And if I don't want to take my bike out there because if I'm going 25 miles an hour, I don't want to accidentally hit somebody or have to
Yeah.
like stop real sudden.
It's really that stretch right there. It's probably 3, maybe 4 miles where you're passing all those apartment buildings right on
Mm-hmm.
Tempe Town Lake. That part's sketchy, but like from, Alma School where it starts up by Bass Pro Shops to, you know, right before those apartments, kind of where they're doing some of that construction. And then once you blow through all that and you start heading like out past the airport, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that's that'd be great, like interval stuff, like TT interval stuff. Like see how many watts you can push for X amount of time because it's pretty flat, negligible wind, and you can just get an arrow and just try and hammer down for 3 or 4 miles at a time. It's short
Okay.
spurts, but you have to turn up north and go up towards Scottsdale. So you have to cross the bridge and go that way. I don't know if you've ever gone that way.
Okay.
I had never
Yeah.
gone that way. My dude I used to train with brought me up there, and you can take that, and it's a little less busy once you kind of get out of the Tempe Town Lake area. But
Okay. I'll have to look
I
into
think,
it. Or if you could send me like your little map that you got, I'll
yeah,
try it out.
yeah,
Because dude, the crosswinds this morning were rough. Like we got some storm coming in and like I was getting pushed over. Like there was a point where I was going descending down that hill to the stop signs
yeah.
and I was like leaning half off my bike just so I could stay upright because the wind was just pushing me so hard.
You got to be doing 35 miles an hour on that downhill, no? 40 maybe.
My I hit 45 this morning.
Yeah, yeah. Dude,
just dude.
I'd be in the lane at that point. That's the speed limit. But dude, you have people doing 60 down that road. That's why it's scary. But
It is, yeah. And
that's a
especially
badass
like when
ride.
they have like campers will go by, that extra gust of wind like pushes you with it,
Yeah,
and that's a little sketchy, but
yeah,
you just deal
yeah,
with it.
dude. See, that's a great ride too. Like especially if you can do it on a Friday morning or a Wednesday
Yeah,
morning when it's not Saturday. Like, you'd never catch me out there on Saturday. But man, that's like such a great loop. Being able to go down McKellips, hit power, take power all the way around. Like
hmm
that's I was pretty sketched out from riding on the road when I lived there. Now here, all I can do is ride on the road, so I'm a little less. I've kind of worked into it a little bit. It's not as scary, but it just makes me realize how freaking great it is to train there. I want to come back. I want to go back and spend, when it gets really nice, spend a couple months there and just train, and come back and just kind of enjoy it again.
dude, let's do it. I'll be out
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Anytime you're out there, I'll be out there.
yeah, yeah. And I got a place to stay. I'll just bomb at my brother's house for a couple months, and yeah, yeah. Okay, so enough talking about my shit. Let's jump back into the 70.3. Kind of give me like, you know, me and my training partner, and I'm trying to get you to sign up for it. We're getting signed up for 70.3 Waco. It's only a couple hours from my house, so it's a pretty local race, right? Like we don't have to fly across the country like
Right.
you did. We don't have to, ship our bikes and you just put them in the back of the truck and head out there a couple days before. But kind of give me like your thought process. You knew you were signed up for it. I saw you training. I was following your Strava, like all that kind of stuff. Give me the week out thought process, the 2 days before, the day before, and then give me the rundown all the way through the race until you cross the finish line.
So about 3 weeks out, my buddy had a wedding. We were getting a little too jiggy on the dance floor, and my knee had popped. It almost felt like it had like dislocated again because I've had a lot of injuries through my knees from basketball, and just having my patella would dislocate doing anything. That's kind of what it felt like. So those 3 weeks, I didn't run once, which definitely played a negative part of my race. Like for a week from that happening, a week of I could barely swim. Like it felt even uncomfortable swimming. So I didn't really bike, but I was just trying to PT and get it as good as possible. Then about 2 weeks out, I started biking a little bit more. Try to just suck up the pain, just kind of still PT as hard as possible, and was swimming probably 3 times a week. And I guess that was what it was until my race. Flew out there. Race was on a Sunday. Flew out there on Friday. Got there Friday afternoon. Luckily, my parents and my sister were able to fly out there, which was super cool. Definitely grateful to have them out there because having just that little bit of support, having like seeing them throughout the race was such a big thing. Like keeping in my mind, like, oh, these guys came all the way out here and I'm struggling. Like I'm not really struggling to just push. I can push through it, but that's more into the race. So about a day out.
I think I lost you. Let's see. Looks like I'm losing you again.
Hello, hello. Are we good? Mate, you got me?
I think I lost you after you said. I think I lost you after you said it was nice to have your parents out. So just run through that again, and I'll clip it out. But you said it was nice to have your parents out.
Yeah, it was nice. My parents, my sister were able to fly out there. Just having that support system out there so far away. Luckily, they were able to take time out of their lives to come visit and cheer me on. It was super cool, super blessed. Very thankful for them. About 2 days out, or that Friday, we kind of just explored a little bit, walked the riverfront, kind of was watching them set everything up. And then that day before, did my check-in, did all the athlete briefings, which I try to do a feel ride just to get my legs going again, just to see how it was. And my little pump, I have an electric pump that I brought with me. I put it on my front tire and it cracked my valve stem. So I was like, well, I didn't realize it at first. Like I heard it leaking, but then it kind of stopped. So I was like, okay, maybe it's fine, maybe it's not. But I walked my bike down to a transition area, and then this was maybe about midday, like 12. I attended another briefing, like first timers Q&A, and then I went back to my bike to double check because I was like, no way, like, just want to be sure everything is good because I get super paranoid about stuff like that. Like, even when traveling, like, make sure I got all my stuff in check, and I'll double check everything, triple check everything, and still feel like I forgot something. And I went back, and my tire was completely flat. I was like, so it is cracked. Like, I need to get it fixed. So luckily I had about 2 hours left of the maintenance tent that was there. So I went and they put a new tube in it. Cost me like $40, quick fix. And then I was comfortable after that, knowing that it was all good. Got there in the morning.
You didn't carry spare tubes on your bike?
I did not.
That's ballsy.
Dude, I risked it for the biscuit. I didn't have anything on my bike. Luckily, it was such a nice course, dude. Like, I'll back up a little bit before I get into it. So that was the day before. Sleeping, I slept maybe 3-4 hours. Like, just the pre-race jitters, just couldn't really sleep. Didn't get a good night's sleep. And my hotel was like half a mile away, if that. So I just was walking back and forth. Woke up, down some. This is race day now. Carved up, had some mandarins, had some sourdough and some honey. Walked down there, walked into transition probably about 4:45 in the morning. Race was supposed to start at 7 or 7:05 for the age groupers. I met some dudes the day before from Arkansas, some good Christian dudes. We did our shakeout run together. We were just chatting it up, talking about life, seeing how we got there, our goals and everything, which my goal was sub 5:30 for this race, which, I mean, for a first timer, I don't know like how realistic it really was, but I mean, you could do anything if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you could be a first timer and you could train to a 5:30, right? And that's a solid time. It's a great time, but you could definitely do it. But it helps to kind of know the flow of how everything's supposed to go and where to push and where not to push, and
right.
You know what I mean.
And I think the transitions was the biggest part of like learning how they actually work. Like, you can't replicate that outside of the race. So that was a big learning curve, and I'm glad to have done one. So now for my next one, I know, oh, this needs to be set up this way, this needs to be set up this way, this is how I get out faster. So that was good. But the race itself, so get there 4:45, go to transition, set everything up, and this one had a swim start that was up the river, so away from transition area. So we had to take a bus that went 1.2 miles up or 1.4 miles up, and then we get there. I get there maybe around 6:40. I get to the line where everyone's lining up.
I mean, are you in wetsuit, no shoes? Like, you jump on a bus?
I have a bag. They give you a morning clothes bag.
Okay.
So yeah. I'm in my Birkenstocks and just my tri-suit at this time. My wetsuit is in my bag, my goggles are in my bag, my swim cap's in my bag, and my gel. So we get there and we're walking down. I see my parents and my sister right before like the race starts. Hear them sing the national anthem, and then the pros start. Men's pros goes, and then women's pros go. So now we're about 6:55. We're walking down, and it hits 7:05. Like, time is supposed to start. Haven't moved at all. And I looked, like, I knew there was a lot of people, which this race did sell out, but I didn't realize like how many people like it actually was. Because I guess there was like 3,600 people who signed up, which is
insane.
But we're just not moving. It took me an hour just to get into the water from a race time. So
and it was a running start or standing start?
It was a standing start.
So you swam out, waited, and then they cannoned you off?
Oh, no. So we walked down into like a dock.
Okay.
And then we jumped into the water. Okay. Yeah.
And started the swim once you jump in?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you start one as you're jumping in. Like, technically, once you cross the referees, that's when you start. But I had taken my gel like right at 7:00 and like caffeine gel, and I was like, okay, like it's a good time, we'll start it. And then an hour later, I'm just now getting into the water. I was like, oh, I could have waited a long time. Luckily, they did have like one water station, which was nice for waiting. But like, I think I was already deep. I drank a lot of water before then, but I think like just the nerves and everything, probably was a little dehydrated getting into the water. But yeah, once we jumped in the water, it was just like go time. Like, it didn't really feel real until like the first kind of overhang that they have that says Ironman. I was like, now we're about to like get into it. And yeah, just swimming. I set myself up, like I said, in the 40-minute time. I didn't know exactly like how it was going to go with open water because with the tiny current that it was. So I was just passing people. I was like, this is going to be good. Or if, otherwise, or these people didn't line up correctly. But I felt good, like actually swimming. Ran into the buoys twice because I didn't sight correctly. So that was pretty cool because they have it set up to where the fastest point of the river is where the buoys are. So you're supposed to stay along the buoys if you want to go the fastest. Yeah, ran into those twice. Just like
those weren't turn buoys, those were marker buoys.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So they had the first half yellow and then like the second half were orange. But I was using like the bridges because we crossed under 4 bridges and I was using the first one as like my marker and I was swimming. I was like, dang, dude, I'm not getting any closer. Like this just feels like forever. But once I got to that first bridge, which was probably 0.7 of the swim, it went pretty quick after that. Once we started seeing people again, because it's a very scenic swim. You got a little island in the middle off to the right, and then just cliffs and like all this greenery, which from Arizona, there's no green here. So anytime I get to see green and trees, like in grass, I love it. So it was nice. I did accidentally swim over one person, like completely swam. I think it was a woman. I think it was a pink swim cap. But dude, my hand, like on her back, fully pushed her under and just went right over her. Because she was going in like this, and I was going here and just right over her. Felt kind of bad. I was saying sorry in my head, but
yeah, it's race. You're in the middle of a race. Did you get kicked at all? Did you get the whole, how they talk about the swim is you're gonna get punched in the face, you're gonna get kicked in the face?
I kicked somebody. I actually was pretty good about avoiding people besides that, because that was towards the end and I was kind of speeding up. So I didn't get kicked. My hands I guess got kicked, but then I was able to like maneuver. There was a short period for maybe like 3 minutes that this dude was, I want to say it was his fault. It could have been my fault, but like he was kind of bumping into me. I was like, dude, back up a little bit, like go a little bit to the left. So I had to have, it could have been my fault. Maybe I was pushing too far to the left, but other than that, like didn't run into too many people. And getting out of the water, they had briefed us because there was these steps that are halfway in the water and then that take you out. And they had people there to like help pull you up to make sure that you actually got the first step. Because I guess a lot of people will just miss that first, think that they're at the steps and then just sink because they're not actually at the steps. But it was good. Had people pull the wetsuit off, or at least unzip me. And then you had to run. It's probably like a quarter of a mile to get to transition. I used the wetsuit peelers, so I literally like sat on my back, and then 2 people pulled it right off my legs. Phenomenal. It was the greatest thing because way quicker than what I would have done. I've been sitting there fighting my wetsuit trying to get it off. That was a swim. Got out of the water. I was like, that was pretty much the hardest part. Like that's to me, the swim is the entrance fee of the race. Like I didn't grow up a swimmer, so it was just to complete it, and I did it in 43 minutes, I think.
Nice.
Which was like I think it was a 149 meter pace. Is how they had it. I don't know why they can't give us yards.
I swim in meters at the pool now. I don't know why, but I
for that I get it, but it's I don't know why swimming's in meters versus yards. Especially we're in the US. We don't use meters.
I know. Trust me. I think about it a lot. I don't know. It makes it easier to do 2,000 meters instead of trying to figure out how many yards are in 1.2 miles. It makes it easier to just do 2,000 meters and be like, all right, that was a good day.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, swim was done. Felt good. My energy was good. Like I didn't feel tired. I think my max heart rate was like 155, which was great. Like I wanted to keep it as low as possible, but also like be able to push a little bit just because I knew that I could make it up on the bike. Which my T1 was 8 minutes, I think. So that was a little long.
Yeah, but you had to run quite a bit.
You did have to run quite a bit.
Yeah,
and even from like where my bike was positioned to the bike out part was a pretty decent distance, and I wasn't really too comfortable running because it was a little slippery running with my cleats on, my bike shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like sped walk through it because I'm not good enough to keep my shoes on the bike and just do it that way like the pros. Maybe one day I can figure it out, but as of right now, I'm not there yet.
You just run, jump on, start pedaling, and put your shoes on after. Think about it later. But yeah,
Dude,
that shit
it's
scares me,
insane.
man.
Yeah.
It scares me. I'm gonna lay it down in front of everybody. That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
nervous about, dude. Just like
Dude, and there's so many people there, like just to see somebody fall over, just I mean it is what it is, who cares? But I didn't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy either.
But coming out of T1, I kicked as soon as I was getting on the bike, I kicked my chain off. I was
Stop it.
like, no way, this is happening. I was like, luckily it only took me like a minute. I was able to get on real quick. But after that, like once I started the bike, I was about maybe 5 minutes in. I was like, dude, I feel awesome. My legs felt the best that they've ever felt. Like I felt so good. And I was just passing people. So I got out of the water 1400th place. I ended up finishing the bike 512. So I passed 900 people. But when I was passing everybody, I was like, am I going too hard? I felt like I was questioning if I was going too hard or if these people just weren't like the best bikers.
Yeah. Did you have a bike computer?
Yeah. From
What?
Gabe actually gave me one
Oh, really?
when I got my
Gabe,
first bike.
Gabe, where the fuck's my bike computer, dude?
I mean, no, I didn't get it from Gabe. I got it from.
Uh,
Yeah.
what did you push watts wise? What was your average watts throughout the ride?
211.
It's solid. What were you trying to hold? Is kind of like the 200 range where you were trying to hold for most of the ride?
Yeah, I was trying to stay around 200. I wanted to be around 21 miles an hour. So, however that added
Yeah,
up with the
yeah.
hills and everything, which I did finish 20.8 miles per hour. But at mile, let's see, what was that? 45 was the last aid station. Like my nutrition went good. I was taking a gel every 30 minutes. One bottle was electrolytes, one bottle was water. Switched them out at the second aid station. So then the third one was at mile 45. I switched the water bottle. I threw one of my bottles out and replaced it with one of their water bottles. And then the second time that I went to go drink from it, it was still all wet and it slipped out of my hand. So I was completely out of nutrition. No water, no nothing. Like my bottles were completely empty. So that
That was
was
up
for
10 miles, 11 miles
10
almost.
miles. So which was about 30 minutes. And I was just that it went downhill from there because I finished the bike in 2:43, which is still like a pretty decent bike, but I think I want to get it down. I need to get it down to like 2:20 for obviously 20 minutes is a big difference. But and I think getting closer to the finish, how everybody always said like get out of aero so that way your back can like kind of adjust. I think I did it too early because I did it with like 2.5 miles left and it was still a little bit like I slowed down. Like I was only going like 18 miles an hour. And I don't know if it was a mix of nutrition or lack of nutrition or it was just from sitting up, but like it my legs started to feel heavy at that point. But before then I felt like money. I was talking to people on the bike, like just having a good time. I think my average heart rate was like 145, which was I thought pretty solid. Got off the bike, felt like okay, but not the best. Took me I tried to pee on the bike. I tried to pee, just let it go, but my body like would not let me do it, which was I don't know if that played into it or not. So I ended up peeing at T2. It took me about 5 minutes. Got
I wanted to take a moment to thank our channel sponsor, Apex Next Evolution. Apex Next Evolution is dedicated to helping athletes, fitness enthusiasts, and everyday high performers optimize every single stage of their journey with premium performance nutrition. Their flagship lineup includes Quench, an advanced hydration formula designed to replenish electrolytes, support endurance, keep you performing at your best during workout competitions and everyday life. Conquer, a performance-based pre-workout formulated to enhance energy, focus, endurance, and training intensity so you can push beyond your limits. Recovery, a post-workout recovery formula created to support muscle repair, reduce recovery time, and help you bounce back stronger for your next session. Whether you're training for competition, pursuing personal fitness goals, or simply striving to perform at the highest level, Apex Next Evolution provides science-driven nutrition to help you hydrate smarter, perform harder, and recover faster. I use Apex Next Evolution in all of my training applications. I love their product. It tastes great, and it really makes a difference on those long rides, long runs, brick workouts, everything in between. And I want to thank Apex Next Evolution for being a sponsor of the channel. Get your supplements at apexnextevolution.com. Thank you for watching.
As I was leaving, they dumped some water on you, which was phenomenal. Felt awesome because at this point it was 90 degrees and about 70% humidity. Like it was hot.
I can tell you what that shit's like.
Dude,
It's fucking horrible.
It was hot.
Sucks.
I was going out mile one. For the first mile is literally just a straight hill. So I don't know what the incline was, but it's literally just a straight hill.
Who the fuck designed this shit? Like, Ironman, what are we doing, bro? Come on.
It was good coming down at the end, but going up, it cooked me. So after that, after I got done, I guess not even done with the hill, done with the first mile, felt garbage. Like my stomach was so messed up, so just not where it needed to be. It hurt so bad I could not run. So I ended up pretty much walking from mile one to mile two and finishing like the hill that there was there. And at mile two, I was like, I have this, like I gotta figure it out. So I tried to throw up, nothing would come out. I was just sitting there dry heaving, nothing. And then it was just rough from there, dude. I was stopping at every aid station. I had to dump ice, like ice in my tri-suit, in my hat, taking any water, electrolytes. Which electrolytes they had there were garbage. I did not like them.
What do you think they were?
I don't know. It was like
Were they
carbonated. So like that was a little funky to me.
Making you burp and shit?
Yeah, the taste just wasn't the best. But I couldn't eat anything. I thought about like trying to grab a banana because they had like bananas and oranges, and I was like, I can't do that. There's no way. And then just kept going because during the whole run, I was like, God, this sucks. But like, how lucky am I that I get to choose my suck, right? Like you get to choose your heart, and somebody out there wishes that they could be in this position to even feel the pain that I'm in. And especially like how my family is there, I was like, and I know there was a lot of people like on the tracker because people had reached out to me. They're like, oh, good luck. Like, we're going to be watching you. I got a great group of buddies surrounding me. I was like, I know these dudes are watching me, and they're like, I just got to keep going.
Kody's walking. They're like, look, dude, everybody, Kody's walking.
They did. They were like, oh, he's hurting. Like, I looked at my group chat afterwards. They were all talking. Like, oh, yeah, he's in pain. Because I was running like 11-minute mile. I have never ran, even on our group runs, like our slow party pace runs, are at 9 minutes. Like, I've never ran an 11-minute mile. And it felt like it was the hardest thing ever. So, yeah, I was talking to people on the run. Like, everybody was just in the same hurt. It's just how you deal with it, how you manage it. And I definitely didn't do it the best. It definitely got me a little bit. There was a few tears running along there. But then once I got to mile 12, last aid station, we come up a little hill and then you cross back over a bridge. And I was like, all right, this is it. I can push just as hard as I can. We're going to finish it out. And just because before the run, I was on track for sub 5:30. And then after mile 2, I was like, oh yeah, this is not going to happen. So I was like, all right, maybe we can at least get sub 6. Like, there's no way I can't get sub 6. And I was pushing. I was like, God dang, dude, like this is rough. I ended up, once I realized I couldn't get sub 6, I kind of felt defeated and kind of slowed down, I think, a little bit. Because mentally I was messed up. But then mile 12, like I talked to one of the aid station ladies that was there, one of the volunteers helping out, and just like thanking her like for being there. Like couldn't do it without the volunteers that were there. And she was like, well, I wish I could be where you're at, but I just can't do it. So we do the volunteer part. I was like, and it reminded me of people wish that they could be out here, and I'm sitting here complaining. Like, what am I doing? So mile 12, got on the bridge, and I'm like, all right, we're booking it, going as hard as I could. About a quarter, maybe about half a mile in my hamstring, I feel some sort of cramp. Starts at the bottom of my knee, or at the top of my knee, I guess, bottom of my hamstring. I could feel it curl all the way to the middle of my hamstring. Such a gnarly feeling. I was like, what do we do? Like, I was rubbing it out. Luckily, I didn't have to stop. I was able to rub it out, but that was like 9 minutes. I was sitting at like 8:30 for maybe a quarter mile, and then it just slowed down. I think my last mile was like 9:30, and then going back down the hill, started crying as soon as I saw my mom cheering. Like I could hear it in her voice, like she was kind of getting emotional, and it got me. And then crossing that finish line, dude, was such a surreal feeling. Like seeing my dad and my sister there at the finish line because they kind of staggered it to get different videos and just to see me throughout it. And then afterwards, I saw one of my buddies that was there and just fully broke down and was crying for probably a good 20 seconds, just hugging him. But happy to complete it, but definitely not happy with the outcome.
Yeah, so I go to a chiropractor here. He's in the Woodlands, and he's done a couple pulls, done like 4 or 5 halves, and I was having some knee pain for a while, so I went to go see him. But anyway, we were talking about doing 70.3 Waco and then doing the full out here, and I told him that because my dad's an Ironman, did the Ironman in 2004 in Tempe, and I told my chiropractor that I really want to beat my dad's time. Like, that was my goal.
What is his time?
It's like 13 something.
Okay.
When
I know
when
it's
I
hanging
started
up
getting
in the house.
Yeah. My dad also almost died in a motorcycle accident before he was an Ironman. So he was like, "You should beat my time, just so you know." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's fair."
13
But
hours,
anyway,
dude, is still a good time.
it's not a bad time. Not definitely not a bad time. Uh, and now that I'm getting more into the sport, I realized like my first full, I'm just fucking happy that I finished. I
Right.
don't care what time it is. So I guess that's my point. Is I was talking to my chiropractor and said I really want to beat my dad's time. And he said, "Trust me, dude, the first time you cross the finish line, you're just going to be happy you finished. And then the
Yeah.
next time you can focus on, here's what I can do better. Here's how I can improve my time. But that first one, you're just grateful you finished and you cross the finish line and you get on the other side of it. And you just, that's all I want you to think about. Just finish."
That's my mindset for I guess I wish that was my mindset for the 70.3, but for a full Ironman like that is definitely my mindset just to complete it. Because
Sure.
I want to compete in 70.3s. Like I want to world qualify. Like that is a goal. So I got to get down to the 430s, or low fours, I guess, depending on the race. But yeah, finishing was a big. Just doing that was pretty cool because there was a lot of
Yeah.
DNFs.
Yeah. Dude, that's a huge deal. It's a freaking huge deal. Like, I mean, 1% of people do Ironmans, probably 1.5% do 70.3, maybe.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, to be part of anything that's you're a 1%er or 2%er in the world, it doesn't make you a professional athlete because you don't get paid to do it. But like, you
Right.
think about professional basketball, 1% of people play professional basketball. Professional baseball, 1% of baseball players in the world play professional baseball. So if you can be a 1%er in anything, that's pretty special.
It is pretty cool. It's just I don't know if it's the competitiveness in me, but like I want to be the 1% of the 1%. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh, absolutely.
I want to win. Like there's if I'm gonna do something, I want to be the best at it, and I want to keep going at it.
Yeah. Do you know? So, do you know Cameron Daniel? Who went to high school with you guys?
No, I don't think so.
She was a swimmer. Her and her brother were swimmers. Cameron and Tanner Daniel.
What? She was my age?
Yeah, yeah, she was your age.
Mm-mm.
So her dad. The only reason I bring her up, her and her brother. Her dad is one of my dad's best friends, and I grew up watching both of them do marathons. Cameron and Tanner's mom and dad both do, both did, or I don't know what, I don't think they're doing Ironmans anymore, but he's still swimming. He did a swim, so he was coaching me a little bit when I first got into the sport, and he was kind of helping me out, and he did a swim from however the lakes go, Apache
You go to
and
Apache Canyon, then Swarm.
Saguaro. Yeah,
Mhm.
I forget what they call that race, but he did. It was like 6 miles of swimming, and
Uh,
the dude's like,
what did
It's like
Some lady at the pool asked me if I was doing it.
it's like the Scar race,
Yes,
Saguaro
that's what it
Canyon.
is. Scar.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, dude's nuts. So I was just curious if you had ever met Cameron, because her dad looks like Sam Long, like not the
Okay.
face, but like their build. Dude, they look like exactly the same. Dude has like webbed toes. He's like skinny, but like that he could push like insane watts on the bike. And then
Yeah,
when he jumps off, he could go run 7:30 for 26.2 miles, and just
which is
nuts, man.
insane.
Which is insane. And so you know, I always think about, like you were saying, like, man, you want to be the absolute best at this. Like
Yeah.
you want to dominate at this sport. And my dad would always tell me like, hey man, we're not built for this. Like we are, I look exactly like my dad. Like we have the same genes. We're so similar in so many ways, and we're both like broad shoulders, kind of bigger dudes. And we are just not like Gabe. Take
Yeah.
both of my, both of my other brothers, and then me. Like we are on two opposite ends of the spectrum. Gabe and Paul are, Gabe's tall and skinny, like great triathlon build. Like when I was training, Gabe and I went and ran a mile for time, and I had been training for 4 months, and Gabe just got done putting his daughter down for a nap and ran it in flip flops, and we ran it. He ran like 2.5 seconds faster than I did, and I was like, this shit ain't fair. But my point is that like some dudes just have like that build, right? And they're just like built for this shit. And there's guys like me who it's like, man, if I want to be great at this, like I'm gonna have to dedicate so much time and lose all this weight and be like just live at this maintain this like triathlon body and triathlon build for so long. Yeah, I'm like you. No, it's not impossible. And I'm like you, man. Like playing competitive sports, you play competitive basketball, I play competitive baseball, and when you become an adult, I feel like this is almost a bane of being an adult. When you are an athlete, is once you are done playing, what is there to do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? What's your why?
Right. You go from every day you're doing this, like, and then it just stops.
Stop. Like shutting off the light.
Yeah, it's just
stop.
over.
And yeah, that's why I ultimately picked up triathlon, was because it's like I didn't have anything else to look forward to, and I've always loved cycling, right? Like always mountain bike with my dad when he was doing triathlons. He used to mountain bike for fun, so we would go do that, and you kind of get to like the junior high age, and you're riding a bike to school, and you're riding around the neighborhood. We're still the age where like you ride around the neighborhood with your friends, right? Like that was the thing. So then when I got into
box.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, I kind of grew up a little bit and like, man, like I should start cycling again. And that's kind of where I fell in love with like the endurance side again, was cycling. And then, you start to run a little bit. Then you get in the pool and you're like, well, swimming sucks, but if I could have a lot of fun on the bike, and I don't mind running, like maybe this triathlon thing will work.
Yeah. And I think a big part of it was like choosing something hard for me was like, and just signing up for the race made me, oh, like I have to do it. And then eventually I just fell in love with it, because not a lot of people, like 1%, right, of the world does it.
Yeah.
So it's very, very lucky, very blessed. Feel like I walk around my backpack on, it says Ironman 70.3.
Yeah. Yeah. So my Memorial Hermann Hospital sponsors the Woodlands, the full Ironman in Texas out here, and my training partner lives across the street. One of my best friends, that he works at the hospital that sponsors it. So after the race, they have like all these backpacks laying around, like hundreds of Ironman backpacks. And he shows up at my door and hands me a backpack. He's like, "Here you go, dude. I got you a backpack." And I was like, bro, we can't wear these in public. Yeah. I was like, we didn't even do the full. I was like, I keep my stuff in it, but we can't wear these out.
No.
We both totally do. We both wear them to the pool and to the gym and shit, and we just laugh. I told him, I said, hey, dude, if we wear these backpacks, you know that we have to do it next year, else we're just like the biggest ponies in the world.
That's what I want to do, Texas. They just came out with a 70.3, the same in Galveston.
Yeah, in Galveston.
Or Woodlands.
Yeah.
Or is it the Woodlands or Galveston?
I know they do 70.3 Galveston. I saw something yesterday on Ironman's Instagram that they're doing a 70.3 Texas. I don't know if that was Waco, because I'm gonna do the one in October in Waco.
That's different. This one's in like April or March. It said
So
Ironman 70.3 Texas,
they
which I
might be
think
doing.
was down in the Woodlands.
Yeah, they might be doing the 70.3 in the Woodlands here. Which, if they do, I live about. My wife works in the Woodlands, so
Okay.
she works 20 minutes away. I work in the Woodlands too, just on the north side. The Woodlands, dude, is like Scottsdale on steroids.
Really?
Dude, have you ever met anybody who works in oil and gas? Maybe with your job going to the Middle East, you met people in oil and gas.
I met some people when I was in the UAE.
Dude,
traveling, but
bro, I never met anybody that worked in oil and gas until I got here. And then when I did, I was like, oil and gas is the place to be. Like,
dude, it's
y'all got some bread. I was like, okay. All right, noted. Yeah, sounds good. The Woodlands is huge oil and gas money. And yeah, man, the Woodlands is a lot of the kids who play on the baseball team that I coach, their parents are in oil and gas. They got some money.
Living nice. Yeah, that's cool.
They do good. But man, the Woodlands is sick. And yeah, next year if you get out here for 70.3 in Texas, if they do it in the Woodlands, you'll have to get out here like a week early, and we can do some hoe downing in Texas. And
Dude,
then
I'll be crashing on your couch.
Dude, yeah. Well, luckily for you, I have 2 extra bedrooms, so you won't need to
perfect,
crash at
even
my
better.
couch. Yeah, I got a 4-bedroom house, baby. I got my own office.
Okay.
I got a spare room, another room. My wife and I got
So
our master.
when did you get into the oil and gas?
Yeah. No, I did. My wife's my sugar mama. She does hair. That's the female version of oil and gas.
Right.
being a cosmetologist. Yeah, man. So, dude, that'd be sweet. I'm really looking forward to Waco here. Luckily, it's in October, so it should be cooling down quite a bit. You know, we'll be on the backside of the summer heat, which I'm excited for, but still just nervous, man. Like kind of like you were alluding to, is so many things. It's not that so many things have to go right. It's just kind of that so many things can throw a wrench in your plan. Like,
right.
Swim starts delayed an hour. You fucking drop a water bottle.
Yeah.
You know, it's starting to get hot on a run, and you're not used to humidity. And fuck, like, you know, it's hard to plan for that shit. It's hard to train for that.
And luckily, I didn't get a flat because like I'm going out there, no flat, no. They have mechanics out there, so if you do get something, you do have to wait for them.
Yeah.
If something does go wrong, but I just went out, figured it out, and was lucky not to get any. They went and they marked out like sort of like the divots in the road with like some orange spray paint, which was super nice. So I didn't hit anything, but yeah, so many things can go wrong, and for like to have a great race, you need none of it to happen, I think.
Yeah, and that's the come with time, right? You do several of them. One of them is going to be solid.
Right. At some point, if you do enough, put enough work, like it'll be good.
Yeah. So I know you were thinking about signing up for another one, or you are signed up for another one, and then some accidental work circumstances might keep you away. But what other one were you signed up for? I know we talked about it yesterday. I forgot.
It is Santa Cruz 70.3, which is September 13th.
Santa Cruz, New Mexico?
California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is Santa Cruz, California.
California. Yeah.
So it's an ocean swim right on the beach, or right on the coastline. You go up 28, come back 28, and then the run is like a lollipop kind of route. It's supposed to be nice. The water's supposed to be cold, like 61. But the weather is supposed to be nice, like high of 68. Which
salt water, and a wetsuit, man, you'd be lying.
I'm hoping. If I get to do it.
Yeah.
You might get pushed back. Like I said, I'll find out Monday if I get to do it or not. But I'll be able to transfer it. So maybe I'll transfer it to that 70.3 Texas.
Hey man, if work throws a wrench and everything, let's plan forward. Let's do some forward planning and see what we can do.
So there is one out there where I would be headed. There's a 70.3 that's in November, I think. I was looking at it.
Of this year?
Of this year. So, dude, I could do that.
How big of a pain in the ass is it to get all your shit out there? Granted, you're already out there, right? So you're probably bringing your shit anyway.
I'll be pretty much moving out there.
Yeah.
So, like, I took the punch and just bought a nice bike box.
I see that.
Co- Cost me 1300 bucks.
I've been looking at that for like the last 15 minutes. I was like, man, like I'm so happy the Ironman's so close to my house because I don't want to buy one of those things.
Dude, it was a pain, but it's super nice. Like I got a hard case. I just wrap it up, take my wheels off. I don't have to take my handlebars off, which is
Oh, that's nice.
nice. I just have to take my aero bars off, and I just wrap it in some bubble wrap, tie everything down, put my helmet in there, put my shoes in there.
So you went the road bike route and then bought the aftermarket aero bars.
Yeah, so currently I ride the Canyon Aero Road. I don't know if you can see
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it's
then
sexy.
the cockpit has the ability to integrate the aero bars on it. So I just did that. A little pricey, but I mean the whole sport's pricey.
Dude.
Next up is the Speed Max, dude.
Yeah. 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 Every time I talk to my dad will call me once a week or once every couple weeks. You know, when I got in the sport, my wife and I were already married, and my mom was like, "You're letting him get into the most expensive sport ever." She's like, you know, and this is back in the early 2000s. She was like, you know, Nate's dad used to have $10,000 worth of bikes, and back in the early 2000s, that was like a shitload of money.
Yeah.
And yeah, my wife was like, "No way!" Like, dude, I found my bike on Facebook Marketplace like that, carbon wheels. It was nice enough to get by, but now every time I talk to my dad on the phone, you know, I'll talk to him on speaker, my wife's there, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for my wife to let me buy a new bike." And she'd divorce me if I ever tried to, you know, buy a new Orbea or something. Man, they're just like 10
Yeah.
grand is just like, you know, get in the door at 10 grand. It's like, oh my god, more than my truck's
Yeah.
worth right now, dude.
Right. So this one was I mean 6500. So it's on the low end of the TT bikes, but like
Yeah,
still
yeah,
I got because I got it brand new from Canyon. All in like my first race with everything, I was probably 10K deep into everything. 10, 11K just for one race.
yeah. You got to factor training shoes,
Mm-hmm.
race shoes, fuel, you know, bikes, pumps, tubes,
Wetsuit, tires, like
wetsuit. Yeah, the whole thing, dude.
all of it. It's
Well, so
expensive.
my neighbor's a nurse. Him and his wife are nurses, and they work at the hospital here. And we always joke to each other. He just bought a new pair of Brooks the other day, and you know we're always getting all the shit. And he jokes to me all the time that the average salary of an Ironman finisher is $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm not even close to average, so for
Mm-hmm.
whatever that's worth.
But so I think you can take it like two ways. They're saying like the average finisher is 250 of like the, oh they already make that like so they can sign up for these races, or it's the mindset of I can do anything that I put my mind to, so like I will make 250. I will at
Yeah,
least get to 250.
yeah, yeah. I just think the cost of entry to get into the sport is a lot,
Oh
so
yeah, it is.
you have to make a lot of money anyway. And then
Yeah, the
you
entry
know,
cost is a lot, but once you get all this stuff, I feel like it kind of calms down. You're just paying for race fees.
yeah,
Which I mean, $1,000 for a race is pretty ridiculous. But
yeah,
everything that they do for the race, like I think makes it worth it. Like it's such a well thought out race, like from day before to after or and during. It's remarkable.
yeah. I mean, you know, they gotta facilitate a lot or shut stuff
Hmm.
down,
Right.
planning with the city, and you know, they definitely have their work cut out for them. I agree, $1,000 is a lot, but
It is what it is.
I coach club baseball, dog. That shit's expensive for parents, man. I nothing's cheap, dude.
Yeah. Dude, growing up, you realize nothing is cheap, dude.
Nothing's
You walk
brutal.
outside, now I'm spending at least $50 just to be outside,
Yeah.
going out anywhere.
Oh, he's Arizona. Arizona's tough, man. It's tough to get ahead, and that's kind of why I was happy to leave. You know, bummer for all the training stuff. But Arizona's just expensive, man. Everything about it. Everything
Everything
about it.
is expensive here. Like
Yeah.
I'm in a nice, it's a new place, just a one bed, one bath apartment. I did get a top floor, so it was a little bit more expensive, but I'm paying like $1,800 for rent.
Yeah, that's my mortgage.
Right.
You know.
So, and eventually I'll get out of here, but
It's a
just
great
keep,
place to be. That's
yeah,
like the double-edged sword about it. And that's why it's so expensive. freaking awesome, right? I have no
Hmm.
downtown Gilbert. I have no Scottsdale. I have no Phoenix. Like
Yeah.
I have to drive an hour and a half to get into Houston, and Houston sucks. So it's a great place to be. It's just expensive.
Yeah, like 30 minutes you can go do it. Like 30 minutes you're at the airport, 30 minutes you're at the lake, 30 minutes you're in any downtown.
Dude,
Like you
there's
can,
no casinos here. We
oh,
have to drive 4 hours to the closest casino in Louisiana,
well,
and
that's
all my
probably
buddies.
good, but
Yeah, I don't gamble much anymore anyway, so it doesn't matter. But all my buddies are like, dude, let's go to the casino, and I'm like, I'm not driving 4 hours to go to the casino. I was like, dude, I
four
could
hours to
go.
go lose money and then come back.
Dude, in Arizona, you could be at 5, 6 different casinos in 30 minutes.
Right.
So I was like, I ain't doing all that. No way. Yeah, driving all
Yeah.
that way to go. You get
Road
so
trip.
used. Yeah, road trip to go to a casino. You get so used to being able to take a lunch break and go to the casino real quick and eat lunch and gamble a little bit and go home. But yeah,
It is
where's your
nice.
apartment at?
It is in Mesa off Signal View and 60.
Um,
So I'm literally like 7 minutes from uh, your brother's.
you have Signal beat in the 60?
Yeah.
I used to coach baseball at Skyline a couple years
Oh yeah. I'm
for the
literally
last
right
2 years.
right next
Well,
to Skyline.
that's where I went to high
Right.
school. You buy like all the new stuff they're building out there?
Hmm.
Man,
Dude,
that area
there's a
exploded.
whole bunch of new stuff getting built out
Yeah,
here
yeah.
because there used to be nothing,
Nothing.
and now
There
they
used to
got
be
homes
cows.
out here.
There used
Yeah,
to be cows in those fields back in the day when I was in high school. I used to drive by and see cows laying around.
not anymore, dude. They're building a super target out here. Like, and everything's going up, taking all the
Yeah.
desert away.
Yeah, which I'm like you, dude. I moved out here and everything's green and I have pine trees and I'm where I go ride is basically like a country road. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier is I was really scared to ride on the roads out there. Now all I ride is country roads, you know.
Hmm.
If I want to do a 5 mile ride, I can't stay within the city that I live in. So
That's rough.
it's not great. It's not great. Uh, you're definitely a long ways from help if you start riding away from all the help if you ever need it.
Right.
But man, it's green out here, dude. It's so nice. Like super green, super lush. It's a little hot and humid now, but like in the winter, dude, summer miles brings fall smiles. That's why I tell my trainer partner all the time. I'm like, hey
Yeah.
man, it'll be all right. Like I know it sucks right now, but it's good
That's
views, vibes are
yeah.
good.
It's nice to have somebody to train with. Like when I don't have anybody to bike with really. I have one buddy who does Ironmans, but our schedules don't really align all that great. So maybe once every month we'll get a ride in. But I do have a good group that will go run, and the runs are good. But having like not doing it by yourself all the way makes such a big difference.
Yeah,
Very lucky that way.
yeah. Having an accountability partner is invaluable.
Hmm. I just need to convince some of these other dudes to sign up for a 70.3. Because I got buddies who do like they'll race half marathons and they'll do marathons, but I mean it is expensive to get into the biking and swimming's cheap. Just need a pair of goggles.
You can get the bike cheap, man, dude. You can get a 10-year-old bike secondhand that dudes 10 years ago raced Ironmans on.
Right.
So it can do it. It can do it.
Yeah.
It's just not that nice and fancy. I mean, my bike's full carbon, but it's 12 years old, so it's like
Right. Yeah. It
it
is
gets by.
possible,
It is
but
possible.
we're also young. I'm in a very well like financial state to do all this. Like so we are young. A lot of people still figuring out careers and just starting careers, but
Or marriages.
or married. Dude, I all of my buddies are married or engaged. All of them. So
Consider
literally
yourself lucky.
all all I have is Iron Man. That's my life.
All right.
But
You get married, it'd be more expensive. So be grateful that Iron Man is how expensive it
I,
is. You get married, it'd be more expensive, I promise.
I'm taking advantage of it. Obviously, don't have anybody to tell me no. Tell me, oh, like we have this to save up for. We have this. I can just go do it.
Yeah, dude. Ask your buddies how much they spend on an engagement ring or a wedding ring.
Yeah, it's a bike.
Bike money. That's what I was
That's the
about to
bike
say.
money.
It's bike money. Bike money. So, yeah, you don't have to deal with that. It's pretty freaking nice, man. But dude, I'm super thankful that you took the time. I know, like I said in the beginning, that it took me a while to ask. I didn't even want to ask about the race because I kind of wanted to get
Yeah,
all of it, in one take from you. I didn't want to know anything about it before we talked about it. But I'm
probably went a
super
little
grateful.
too far into it, a little long, but
No, no, dude, no. That's what this is for. I mean, the people who watch this when I post it and who are interested in the Ironman stuff, like, I watch all the Luke Hopkins and the Joey Muccio and all the BPN stuff and the Nick Bear stuff, and those guys are just like such a different. They're all the way up here. It's so nice to hear from dudes who are just like regular fucking guys.
yeah, I work
You know?
40, 50 hours a week and I got a
Yeah,
regular job, regular dude, still trying to
yeah.
just figure it out.
Yeah, so it's nice to hear your perspective on the whole thing and kind of how like a real world experience is for you. You don't have any brands that you need to try and make it cool
Right.
for or anything like that. Like it's just 100%. This is how it was, and this was my opinion, and this is what I'm thinking for next time. So it's super valuable. Like I said, I'm really grateful that you took an hour and 10 minutes out of your day to jump on with me.
Happy to do it, dude. Pleasure to
Thanks,
talk to you.
brother.
It's blessed to be here.
Yeah. No, dude, and just blessed to be able to do it, right? Like you said, like
Yeah.
blessed to be in the
We,
in the
dude, we take so many things for granted. So
yep,
many things. That's it.
100%.
Last year, like I didn't even have running water. Like where was that for 95% of my day? It was like little things like that we don't have to worry about here. So hit very blessed, very lucky to be where we are. Be able to move
Yeah,
my body, wake up every day, be able to see and talk and smell and taste. Life's
get
awesome,
to
dude.
do Ironman.
Get to yeah,
Let's go. Sweet, man. I really appreciate you. I'll definitely look forward to having you on throughout the course of both of our Ironman careers to kind of compare stuff. And, if the stars align, we can get one in together this year and maybe
dude.
next year and see what
At
happens.
some point we will.
We'll get one in for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I just rather make it sooner rather than later
I
because
rem-
I got a couple more years on you in age, and I don't want to get too old. You make me look bad when I get old. So.
what is how old are you?
27.
Okay, so what's the age group is 25 to 29, right? That age group?
Yeah, I think it is 29.
Okay.
Which is
So,
unfair because as a 27-year-old, I will say, when I was 25, I felt a lot better than I did when I was 27.
dude,
And when I'm 29, I feel like even more shit than when I was
I
25.
think that age group is the most competitive though.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I still got another year for 18 to 24, so.
Yeah. So you're 23 right now?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Gabe is old for his
Yeah.
age,
He'll be
for
25
his
this year,
grade.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be
Yeah.
25 this year in November.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that age group is so competitive, right? Because you have dudes who probably just got done playing some sort of college athletics or
Mm-hmm.
college swimmer or was a track and
Right.
field dude, and then you get out and they're already an endurance athlete, right? And,
Mm-hmm.
probably the peak
Well,
time.
and they also have like careers figured out if they have like so they have some
Yeah,
money, some time, like they
yeah,
have stuff somewhat figured out compared to the 18 to 24, I would say.
yeah, no
But
doubt.
best of luck to you, dude.
Dude, he goes, best of luck, old man. Have a good time. I appreciate it, bro. I will definitely get one in. But yeah, man, like I said, thank you for taking some time. I'm super stoked we got that. So thank you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.
All right, everybody. This is the Awesome Watch podcast. My dope guest, Kody Woo, with me today. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back.